Hi guys, and welcome to Freckle Finance. Today I want to talk to you of some of the benefits of credit cards. For many people, credit cards is a temptation to spend, or maybe they're in debt and using their credit cards is kind of counterintuitive or such like that. And if that's the case for you right now, this is maybe a video you can look at now so that in the future when you have a better hold of your finances and spending, that you can look into this to consider, because there are benefits to having a credit card. I don't know exactly how it works in the US. There's probably some similarities, but for sure in Canada, there is benefits to having a credit card over using a debit card. So in Canada, or at least in this part of Canada, you have to often have higher banking fees in order to have unlimited transactions with your debit card. So that means you're paying more money to use your debit card, whereas you don't pay any fees for using your credit card as long as you pay off your entire balance every single month. So if you use your credit cards correctly, which is paying off your credit card every single month in full, you can actually potentially gain some wealth with your credit card. That doesn't mean you're going to be gaining a ton of money. It's going to be very minor amounts of money, but it's still gaining money that you would not have otherwise been able to obtain. For many people, owning a credit card is a temptation to overspend money that they don't have, or if they're in debt, they feel it's counterintuitive, and in a lot of the cases it is, to have a credit card, especially if you have debts in your credit card. However, if you don't have a shopping problem or feel like you have to spend money when you don't really need to, then there are actually many benefits to credit cards that can help you gain wealth faster. In Canada, now this may be applicable in the US, I don't know as much about their credit cards and I know that it works differently, but in Canada, we usually have to pay a higher fee to have unlimited transactions with your debit card. So that means you're actually paying more money to use your credit card, but you never pay fees to use your credit card. As long as you have no yearly fee or monthly fee or anything like that on your credit card, that's just a flat rate that you would pay, which I would just basically avoid those types of credit cards altogether. For most people of most incomes and how much they actually spend, those credit cards aren't worth it. But a no-fee credit card that you pay off in full every single month charges you absolutely no money. Whereas we will be charged if we go over our debit transaction limits, or we will just pay more to have unlimited. As well, if you use the President's Choice free banking, you can actually completely eliminate your banking fees in total. Now, if you do an NSF or anything like that, you're going to be charged a fee, but otherwise, if you're good with your money and you manage it well, you should not have to pay any banking fees at all by using President's Choice, and you wouldn't necessarily even need to use a credit card at this point, but there's other benefits to a credit card that you may want to consider. Many cards have rewards programs, and if you're Canadian, you'll probably know our rewards are not as good as American rewards, but that still doesn't mean that they're should be ignored or anything. So there's different types of rewards. There's travel rewards, there's rewards for using that credit card at that company, and there's just cashback reward cards. I personally prefer cashback rewards cards as I'm not limited to using the money for any particular item. And there are definitely cashback reward cards that have no yearly fees on them. So I like it because, I will get that money deposited, or it'll reduce the amount that I owe that month whenever they pay it out. And the one I have does pay it out whenever it totals up to about $20. There's some of them that pay at the end of the year, and there's probably different payment structures for other ones. But it just lowers the amount that I owe on my credit card. So it's basically like cash put into my credit card that I otherwise would not have gotten if I ever used a debit card or anything like that. So once again, to compare debit cards to credit cards, you can actually make money using your credit card as long as you pay your entire bill off every single month. Whereas a debit card, you just pay out of your bank account, you don't get anything else for it. Now, I'm not saying that using your debit card only is a terrible idea or anything like that. It's perfectly fine. But it's also good to know that credit cards aren't always the evil thing that everyone talks about them being. They can be good and you can use them to your benefit. As well, if you want to take on this benefit, I would consider, especially if you do still have some spending tendencies, don't have a very high limit on your credit card. You want to be able to make sure that you, very likely if you ever do max out your credit card for whatever reason, that you can quickly pay off that credit card, hopefully in the exact same month, so that you won't be charged any interest fees at all. And as well, the benefit of having cards that you pay off the entire amount every single month, you don't even have to worry like, oh, that fee is so ridiculous, the interest charge is so ridiculous. It won't matter because you're not paying any interest at all. So not only are credit cards good for helping you earn a little bit more money that can maybe just help a little bit, or just, it's always good to earn money. It's pretty easy. You were just going to use your debit card. Now you use your Visa card once a month. You just have to make sure to pay off the credit card. So not that much more difficult. But as well, credit cards are a very good way of building your credit or maintaining a good credit if you have one. Now, I don't want to go around saying that it's absolutely important that you have good credit. If you have bad credit, you probably want to improve it. If you don't have credit, that's up to you to decide whether you really need credit or not. Some people of certain ages or lifestyles or whatever don't necessarily need to have credit in the first place. But if you do want to have help with your credit, a credit card's a great way to do that, especially because you can pay nothing, absolutely nothing, to improve your credit or to maintain it. Now, there are plenty of other types of rewards cards or reasons to get credit cards. I'm only going to touch on the kinds that we really have. And the second kind would be that we have a credit card that covers insurance on car rentals. So we don't have to pay the ridiculous, I think it's like $15 a day or something that you would have to pay to rent a car in order to make sure that if you get into an accident that your car will be insured and you won't have to, like, the credit card actually will pay for the full thing. I don't believe, at least ours, has any deductibles on it at all. However, if you're getting a credit card, especially for car rentals, like savings on your car rentals, you need to absolutely read all of the fine print, because when we were looking at cards for this, we noticed that there was different amounts that they would finance up or that they would cover. So, you know, if a vehicle was over $50,000, one credit card wouldn't cover it anymore, but another one would, and different lengths of travel. So you need to make sure that it's going to cover basically what vehicles you're going to be renting for. So that's just one little thing. You do have to read the fine print, but really you should read the fine print in all of your credit cards, but like especially detailed. If you don't understand anything, you need to look it up if you're going to do things for car rentals, and probably for the travel ones. I've never had a travel credit card though, but definitely read the fine print so you know exactly what are your benefits. So if you're able to put aside your shopaholic tendencies, or if you never had them, then a credit card is great to have. You don't have to have it. It's definitely something that gives a little bit of benefit, but not a huge amount. But this video is to inform you that there are some benefits, because I know, especially if you've had money trouble in the past, you'll probably hear a lot about how bad credit cards are. And yes, they can lead to a lot of bad things, but they don't have to. If you find these videos interesting and informative and you want to learn more, please click subscribe, as I will be uploading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Have a good day. Bye.